September 7th, 1940, marks the first day of the Blitz, a brutal 8-month-long bombing campaign of British cities by Nazi Germany. Despite being outnumbered, the British Air Force. September 7th, 1940, marks the first day of the Blitz, a brutal 8-month-long bombing campaign of British cities by Nazi Germany. Despite being outnumbered, the British Air Force repelled the attack, leaving the Nazi Air Force strained and the British Isles safe. But how? How did British skies turn from this to this? A little thing called radar, radio detection and ranging. Radar is a method to survey an area using radio waves. In this documentary, we will talk about who invented radar, how it has changed aerospace injury, and what is its modern and future uses. To begin, the history of radar begins 52 years ago with this guy, Heinrich Hertz. Yes, that Hertz who discovered electromagnetic radiation and caused a lot of suffering for physics students. He was the first to prove that certain materials would reflect certain electromagnetic waves, especially radio waves, giving radar its name. Heinrich Hertz's discovery, however, remained underutilized until this guy, Christian Holmemeyer, stumbled across the technology 16 years ago. In 1904, Holmemeyer went around Germany and the Netherlands showing his new device that acted like an unnoticeable form of echolocation. The way that this device would work is that radio waves emitted from a source, then they would ripple out, bounce back to the source if they hit an object, giving us the location of that object. This early form of radar was crude, and the technology was deemed useless by the Germans, as the effective range was only 5 miles. For context, this is what 5 miles looks like. It took 19 years after for somebody to realize its potential and make a prototype of its modern form. In 1923, a British scientist named Robert Watson Watt, no, not that Watt, the one who created the battery, made the Holmemeyer device better by adding a machine that acted like a magnifying glass called an oscilloscope. It extended the range of radar, bumping it from 5 miles to 100 miles. After his success, Walt shared his discoveries with the British Air Ministry in 1933 under extreme secrecy. This led to the creation of 40 radar towers along the British coast known as the Chain Home System. This marked the first large-scale chain radar detection system in history. With the creation of this radar system, how did it shape history? Well, during World War II, radar became Britain's secret weapon to defend against Nazi attacks, as it allowed the British Air Force to detect incoming German bombers and to intercept them before reaching their targets. Radar gave Britain a fighting chance, and some historians argue that it helped Britain survive World War II. In fact, radar was so effective and secretive that this is where the myth about eating carrots helping with vision came from, as British propaganda convinced the world the reason why they were able to intercept so many bombers was their pilots ate carrots to see better. Towards the end of the war, spies across Europe discovered the existence of the Chain Home System. So once Britain revealed the technology, many nations did not care, as they already knew of the existence of radar and how powerful it was. And radar's legacy stopped here, as it is constantly used in our modern lives. How is it used in our modern lives? Well, radar gained a new role outside of war times. In the modern day, it is still used to detect military vessels, but now it is also the backbone of modern air and naval traffic control, making flying safer. Due to radar's tracking abilities, air and naval traffic controllers are able to guide airplanes through crowded skies and ships through terrible weather. In addition, radar is able to detect said weather conditions before hitting land, acting as a first line of defense, allowing to prepare for disasters like how the British were able to prepare for the Germans all those years ago. And radar's story doesn't just end here, as new territories have opened up for radio to protect. New fronts like space, as radar is now used by astronomers to map asteroids and distant planets. So, in short, radar started as a novel piece of tech, but now it's become a vital piece of the aerospace technology, shaping the past, present, and future with the ability to track the skies, the sea, and space. Thank you.